It looks interesting. I think you need the R rating. I really do, but we'll see. Here's a log line for it. Failed comedian Arthur Fleck encounters violent thugs while wandering the streets of Gotham City, dressed as a clown. Disregarded by society, Fleck begins a slow descent into madness as he transforms into the criminal mastermind known as the Joker.
Okay.
So there you go.
Last question about this. I'm sorry.
Yep.
But the mystique of the Joker and not knowing where the fuck he came from and, what his motivations are is just the fact that he is chaos. That's what's drawn everybody to him over these last, 80 years or whatever, do you think after this movie, he will not be as interesting as a character because we will have an idea as to who he truly is and what the real background, as opposed to fall into a vat of chemicals like Jack Nicholson did?
I mean, I can kind of forget it. Because like we were talking about earlier, the Killing Joke, like that is the unofficial
story,
story of how he became to be. Mm-hmm. Like even Alan Moore doesn't like it, and he wrote the damn thing.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, I was in my basement drinking human blood. Like, relax.
So, that's kind of the unofficial story, but I can kind of forget that. And I'm kind of, I see what you're saying. Mm-hmm. Because that's part of kind of what I like about him is just that he's a fucking asshole and nobody knows, right? Like that's what I liked about the Heath Ledger Joker is like, oh, you want to know how I got these scars? Yeah, my dad was abusive. Like, psych, my mom was abusive. Psych, I gave them to myself. Psych, my dog did it. Psych, like what the fuck, yo? What are you?
Yeah,
I don't know what you are, and that's scary. So, but that's my thing. Like I said before, I don't want to sympathize with the Joker. I just want to be a dick.
Well, the question is, to your question, I don't think it makes him less interesting if his move into the Joker is so fucking profound that, you literally watch the movie, you're like, wow, this poor son of a bitch, and then he becomes a Joker, and you're like, yo, this dude is so fucking demented, it just makes you fucking just turn off to that rest of that shit. Because there are characters like that, right? It's like, if you watch Taxi Driver, I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, right? You should. Like, that, it's actually a perfect case for, whether or not this could work, right? Because, again, it's clear that it's taking liberties with that, right? You kind of go, oh, this guy's life, man, it's kind of fucked up, and there's a lot of weirdness going on. This is fucked up. But then when that shift happens, where he just kind of fucking fully breaks, you're like, this nigga's insane. You've forgotten all of the other shit that you're like, yo, it was sympathetic nothing. This guy's a lunatic, and you're hard focused on the craziness that is enveloped that character because that performance is so fucking good. It literally makes you just forget the first act.
Okay.
So that's the question. Is that what this is going to be? If it can pull that off, and that's a hard thing to do. If he can do that, then it can work. Because
you essentially are describing the opposite end of the spectrum to what Killmonger was. Because everybody could see and reason, and even Magneto, you can understand why.
Yes.
And even agree to their perspective.
Extent, yeah.
So if you're sitting here saying that this character is still nothing but straight chaos, then essentially the Joker is preserved, even if we know his identity and his background.
Right, because essentially Arthur Fleck and the Joker should feel like completely different people by the end of that movie. It shouldn't even be Arthur Fleck becomes the Joker. I know the logline says it just for you to understand it, but in my mind, the best way to portray this character is Arthur Fleck is the character that you meet. He dies at a certain point. When he goes crazy, it's not that he really goes crazy. It is that he literally dies as a person, and the person who is born out of him is a completely different person. That's how you can go, oh, poor Arthur, man, and he died. Oh shit, who is that psychopath over there? Holy shit, that's the Joker. And it's like, Arthur Fleck is dead. He's just dead. And if they can pull that off of Fleck dying in, technically dying in this movie, because that's how the Joker is, right? When he falls into the vat of chemicals, that character that he was died in that moment. That's why the chemicals make sense, right? Because it is literally a visual of most people would die in that situation, right? He dies, and what emerges out of the chemicals literally is a different person. So if they can pull something like that off, sure. Okay. So we'll see. I mean, we don't know if the chemical thing happens or not. We have no fucking idea. Like, we just see...
I don't think it will. I don't think it will either. I think it's just going to flip.
Yeah. But, yeah, we have no idea what happens. So we'll see. You're watching the Nerdpocalypse YouTube channel. Make sure you click that button to subscribe and check out our weekly podcast where we talk about movie, TV, news, tech, and weird stories from around the internet.